everyone. Yay! Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Melissa. I'm your girl. We're gonna be covering Silo all season long, and tonight we are covering season 2, episode 2. I got the name this time. It's called Order. I did it. Yeah.
Order?
So yeah, it's called Order. Not the order. They dropped the. It's just Order. So we always start out by asking you guys, how do you rate the episode? 1 out of 5 silos. Because there's many silos out there.
I'll give it 2 out of 5. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ladies first. 2 out of 5. That's the same score you gave the one last week. Okay. I'm going to go 3 out of 5 because it was certainly better than last week. I also gave last week a 2.
I will give it a 3 out of 5 silos because I also thought it was much better than the first episode.
It was better, but I don't mind giving it the same score. I don't feel that enthused compared to season 1.
Well, what made you give this one a 2?
I felt like it could have been part of episode 1. I read the comic, I didn't read the book, and this happened immediately. When he turns the page and it says, in the event of a failed cleaning, prepare for war. That's like the slam dunk moment of like what could have ended season 1. That's the thing that I couldn't tell you guys, but I wanted to tell you guys. Like, I thought that would have been a great opening, but it was episode 2. Like, I would have had fun watching that as episode 1 personally, because I find that story more interesting than, an abandoned silo. Oh my God. Like, we already saw what happened. They gave us a flashback. What's going on at home?
Definitely an interesting choice, putting out a slow first episode. It was interesting. It was kind of risky. For sure.
I mean, I mentioned this last week, but I thought the whole first season was kind of slow like that, like very drawn out to fit into 10 episodes instead of just taking as many episodes as necessary. So I thought that was a bad start to do it that way too. I guess these could have been like chopped up to be both the opening episode instead of episodes 1 and 2. The only thing that I guess makes it difficult is like he sees her going into the new silo at the beginning, right?
Does he see her?
Yeah, he sees that she does it, and that's kind of what like sparks his reaction to be like, oh,
there was a camera on her helmet.
But they still could have done that. They could have spliced that. That could have both been like the first 10 minutes is like she goes into the new one and then
imagine the tension if she's like climbing over the hill and she's just starting to see the bodies, and then they cut to him and he's watching and he's wide-eyed, and it's just like an escalation. Like, that would have been cool.
No, you're right. It would have been better. I was trying to maybe give them an out, but they don't have one.
I just wanted it to open with that page turn because like I think if I'm remembering correctly, in season 1, every time he opened the page, it was like, here's a list of instructions of what to do. When he opens that one that says prepare for war, there's no instructions. That's all it says.
It was a different book that he had in the first season. Yeah, I saw like a little refresher so because I watched it on Friday. So I wanted to like remember what I saw before.
Was that on purpose?
On this call. What's up? It's
the book.
It's like a special book for like different occasions, I guess. It's called Order, and the other book I think was called The Path or something different. So that's why this episode is called Order, I believe. But yeah, it's like a special book that only he has. And when he flips that page, I thought it was a little corny that it just says prepare for war. But
there's no actual instructions. Just
I mean, I'll tell you why it worked. I'll tell you why it worked in the comic, at least. Like, you had that visual, like, in your mind, you know that it has instructions, and then suddenly it's like, that's it. There's like, go to war, prepare for war, whatever, like 3 words. Like, but when you split it between seasons, you're like, oh shit, there was a book.
That's right.
Whatever.
You're like, oh yeah, he had a little book.
Yeah. Well, we see this man who is the mayor, played by Tim Robbins. I try to get all their titles correct as I'm watching. He is playing Mr. Politician for real, as he tells people of the silo that like, oh my God, we figured out this tape works. Now we're one step closer to making a life out there possible in the silo. I mean, outside the silo. What did you guys think of this move? Was it like smart of him? The one thing that I noted in this episode is that there's a lot of different perspectives from different characters as to what this means and what's the next course of action for everybody. Because it's like, oh my God, Juliet, she got over the hill. What does that mean? So,
I mean, after last week, it's like really easy to feel like, wow, there's a lot of characters
yeah,
because you followed one person the whole time. So yeah, there's a few different perspectives for sure. I mean, I think that plan makes sense to deflect people from asking too many questions. Like, whoa, we never saw this coming. This is a really great breakthrough. It did also serve as a nice reminder, because I know we were like kind of trying to remember what the heck happened at the end of season 1 with that tape and stuff. So that cleared it up. They used like a different tape than they usually use. And so she was able to survive outside, which I was also kind of confused about. Like, are they poisoning her or is it really poison outside? But I guess it is just really poison outside.
It's poison outside, but remember, I was like, why then do they spray people before they go outside? I don't get it.
That's a good point.
I don't know why. So we see him being the politician, but then he also makes this deal with the judge, who apparently is a recovering alcoholic. She calls herself the the Wizard of Oz, because she's like, I'm a fraud and blah, blah, blah. And I want to like get out of here. And then she kind of makes this deal with him. Like, I will help you and stand by you if you help me get out the silo. She wants to get out the silo, but she has secrets. Like, what secrets does she know? What does she know?
I don't know, but I'm very excited that she said, I want to go out. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it?
She did.
I don't know.
And then he did it immediately, like, oh, you said it, you got to go out, because like it's like his former shadow, and I don't know, he feels like he can really trust her for some reason. She's very mysterious.
And he also knows like the other silo has dead people, and he mentioned that to her as well, right?
I think so. And again, I'm surprised that they're not mind blown that there's other silos out there.
Seems like something he knew about.
I think he's been in communication with them.
That's what you think?
I think we saw that.
Yeah. I guess him not being shook is fine, but then she didn't really seem that surprised either. But they are in the government in this world, so I guess they would know the truths.
But it's also makes it more interesting that she wants to go out there, because makes me think there must be something interesting or in the other silos, maybe, because really, I mean, I don't know. We still have a little bit to find out about the one that Rebecca Ferguson's character is in, but it doesn't seem like there's that much there.
Yeah. I mean, whatever happened to her in the silo drove her to drink, right? So she's like, I want to get out of here.
Well,
but wasn't she drinking from like her duties during season 1? I barely remember season 1. I'm like trying to think of a subplot about like a server or a key or something, and where did that lead? And I think that had to do with the communication with the other silos, or was a file from another silo.
But you were mixing up this and what's the Amazon show?
Fallout. Oh no.
Yeah.
Second week in a row that happens.
I don't know if you're still thinking of that one, but
again, you did it again
on purpose.
in episode 2. Oh my goodness. What else? Okay, I had other stuff written here. Okay, let's talk about the other perspectives. We have the guy Knox, who's from Down Deep, who's the guy who ratted Juliet out. He was like, she's my family, but I ratted her out for the protection of whatever. And then it seems like he's willing to be that betrayer because he wants to keep the peace. But do you think he cares about the truth, or does he just want peace? Does he want both? But he wants to go about it like another way? Because I feel I feel like
very like little by little, without calling too much attention to himself.
Oh.
You think he wants to know the truth? Well, I mean, like, because I feel like people feel differently about the situation. Like her friend, I'm trying to remember her name, Shirley, her friend was very like angry. She's like, no, y'all are lying. And she's like, this is the truth. She's being like very hot-headed, I guess, about it. That's like rebel. And then Walker, which is like the older lady who helped her with the tape, is like, y'all need to calm down. She seems a bit cooler headed about it. And then like, I'm not sure if is she interested to get the truth out, or does she just want like peace so that nobody gets killed. And then there's the guy Knox who betrayed Juliet with like saying where she was. Does he care about the truth, or does he just want like peace? Like, who's a rebel and who's not a rebel? Do we know these answers? I don't know.
I think like at the end when you see everybody together, kind of implies that there is like a nice decent amount of people who are interested in finding out the truth and forming some sort of rebellion, but they are also like at the mercy of, like, they can't do it the way that girl is trying to, where it's just loud and obvious. But they are trying to do something a little more sneaky, which I don't know where they are at the end, where apparently they can't be overheard.
Somewhere down deep.
And I'm confused about whether they can't be overheard or not, because she comes in and she's like, you need to keep it down. The government's listening.
That is very true, because they do have cameras all over the place. There's like no privacy in the silo.
No.
That's very
but then
true.
she goes on to be like, also, we need to work together to overthrow the government.
Were we wrong in thinking the show was good?
I really liked season 1.
Me too.
I binged it. I think maybe that probably makes a difference as well.
Maybe it's just one of those shows.
Yeah, you can't have too much time to think in between episodes.
Yeah. We gotta wait to see how it plays out. You're sad about this?
I
gotta wait to see.
I remember really liking it, and right now I'm just like, what happened?
Did you binge it?
Yes, I did.
I think that makes a difference. I do.
Yeah, because like it's only been a year. It's only been a year, and I just don't remember anything. I remember it started with a murder mystery, and I was totally into the murder mystery, and all I wanted this whole episode, like for me, it really was a 2 out of 5 stars, because I was like, you know what would have made this a lot better?
A murder
mystery. Not even murder, just something that we don't know. Like, we know what's underneath, right? Because we've already seen the water. We know who's part of the resistance. We know what's going on with the tape. We know that the government is hiding it. There's no sense of like, what is the government? What do they know? Like, we know everything. We see everything. There's nothing yet to uncover except like perhaps the question of why the silo. But I don't think that's the point of this show.
Well, they don't know why they're there, and they don't know who built the silo. And I feel like people, I thought this was very dangerous, because there's people who saw Juliet go over the hill and survive. So now they're like, it's safe out there. They're lying. Let's go out. So I thought that was like super dangerous. Okay. So that could be something that we'll see more people die possibly, because the Tim Robbins guy is gonna be like, no. You can't go outside. So,
well, but now they have to give everybody the good tape.
If
they choose to go out there, huh?
Oh, that's true.
Would you want to go out?
Why isn't that instantly what's happening? Why aren't people like, okay, give us all good tape?
Because
then we'll all go out and see what's out there.
Doesn't he mention that it's not something that can last for a long time, right? Like, you've extended the time, but it's still not safe, right?
That's what he's insinuating. So I'm
just
the question.
Go out there and then give it 10 minutes or whatever.
Sure. The question that you're asking is answered infinitely by the written material that this is based off of. Because here, like, I'm watching episode 2, like, no one's outside yet. Like, at least in the comic, I didn't read the book, but at least in the comic, it's like immediately the mayor was like, I want to go out. Like the thing that happened at the end of the episode, she was like, me now, me go now.
Yeah.
So the show seems, and I can't say, I don't know about season 1, but it's definitely going slower than the source material. And I think that it believes that it's creating atmosphere, but it's just creating boredom for me.
I'll be honest. I in the first season, I was more interested in what the hell was outside and if it was real than the murder.
That was a great mystery.
I guess it was solid, but I was like, what?
Yeah.
You know, stick to the outside stuff. This feels big. Your whole existence is a lie, people.
You can't go out. Why aren't you wanting to go outside?
Well,
If it's safe for about 10 minutes.
but I was surprised that like it really, I guess, isn't safe. Like they do need the good tape.
They do.
Yeah, that is still kind of a shock to me. I'm still absorbing that.
And they
Unless
die.
you said like the spraying stuff matters somehow
Spraying.
too. I don't know, but
Spraying stuff means something. That's a mystery age. The spray stuff. What is it? We don't know.
Maybe it's just juice.
And we still don't know I forgot his name, but the man behind the door in episode 1, what is he talking about? Why is he so cuckoo? What's going on there?
oh yeah, we're gonna find out something cool about the second silo, but
Yeah.
it's got to be good, or else my mind is gonna start wandering to like the third silo.
But is the next episode gonna like take us back to the other silo, and like, are we gonna have to wait every other episode for a different TV show? I don't want that.
I don't know.
They could mix it up.
They're oscillating per episode, but like we're waiting for them to oscillate like per scene. Like let's see everybody. Because in that way we could talk about like, okay, silo. I think they're called silo 18, like the main silo is what I see in the summary. And then I don't know what the next silo's number is, but silo 17, silo 18.
Can we have our own names for the silos, like Silo Prime?
What?
I don't know. Just like we could just call it the Prime Silo, the Prime timeline.
The prime
The
silo?
main silo is what I call
And then the
it.
other one's like the Flooded Silo.
The silo with all the dead people. That's what I call it.
The empty silo.
That
not
guy
empty.
behind the door silo.
Got a bunch of dead people.
He's been there by himself for so long.
How long?
Presumably, we don't really know yet.
I don't know.
I want to say he was the kid, but
But I thought the kid went outside and then died with his dad who was holding the flag.
did we see him die?
I have to go back and watch in slow motion. I wasn't looking at like every person.
I remember specifically there was a guy with the flag and then there was a kid next to him and then they were like, let's go out. So that's why I presumed that they were all dead. And it looks like the toxic waste, whatever it's called outside, kills pretty quickly.
Mhm.
He did not make it very far.
Yeah, maybe like 20 feet.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if we'll go to other silos, or is it only going to be 2?
They're right there. They're
are.
literally right there.
So how many books are there?
I'm not sure. At least 2.
All right, let me check.
Let's find out.
You guys talk. I'll Google.
I have so many other things to say about other shows that I'm watching. I feel terrible because this is so slow. It's so slow.
I mean, I definitely think episode 2 was a massive improvement. I did write, I'm surprised the founders didn't think about what happens if someone walks over the hill. Like they literally just wrote, if nobody cleans, then there's war. But like, what if somebody actually goes over the hill? You didn't think about that? I think that was very short-sighted. How is there no rule written for that?
The
Yeah, you
tape
just have
was
to
the
hope
rule.
that the tape is bad.
The tape was bad by design, clearly.
Super dicey.
So there are 3 silo books, and this one is like the second season is still the second half of the first book, right? Is that accurate?
I don't know. I read the comic. You know how they do with those comics? It's just all abbreviated. I liked it.
Very weary of looking anything up because I'm trying to not be spoiled. Just want to see the mystery unravel. The little
But what mystery is left? Strange man behind door.
The strange man, the spray, and it looks like the judge lady who thinks she's the Wizard of Oz is hiding more stuff. The recovering alcoholic. She knows.
Did you, by the way, did you see her pull out the Oz book and you're like, is this a Universal property? Did they do this on purpose?
I know. I was like, that's interesting timing. Did you guys know Wicked was going to come out around the same time?
Is the original Oz public domain yet? No.
Yes.
Somebody bought it?
It's been for a very long time.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Wow.
yeah, you could.
The
just
only
do
thing you
that.
can't use are the ruby slippers. That's trademarked to MGM. And a couple other things.
But every like the book,
Yeah,
they
you
can-
can write a script about Oz right now.
yeah, that makes sense.
That's how NBC did their TV show.
No wonder there's been so many different pieces of media on TV for The Wizard of Oz.
But name another American fairy tale.
American fairy tale?
Mhm.
I
I
thought
can't-
about it.
I'm not good at knowing American fairy tales, so I can't name it.
That's
No,
one of those.
I'm asking a hard question to make a point.
That's one of those things that like Wizard of Oz fans ask people, and then just like
Oh.
nobody's prepared for that question, so they're like,
'Cause
"There's none."
no answer.
There's
It's like
none.
Pecos Bill or something.
I have no
I don't
idea.
even know.
Are the Three Little Bears American? I forgot.
Goldilocks?
I forgot. Is that
I don't
Goldilocks?
think so.
I forgot.
Goldilocks is yeah.
Do you
Little-
think if Goldilocks
Red
walked
Riding Hood's
into the
not.
silo, where would she camp?
She'd be in the middle. She's Goldilocks.
Yeah, I guess.
She's
All
not
right.
at the top.
See, that was an easy question.
She's not going down deep. Oh my goodness.
Silo.
You just made me realize that The Wizard of Oz is an American fairy tale.
I'm not even sure, like what makes it a fairy tale versus just a regular fantasy book or something. Like I don't know. What makes it a fairy tale?
Because it's
What makes it a silo?
is it because well, because a fairy tale usually has like a moral to the story. It has like a warning that's telling kids something, like a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
And then it has like a fantastical element. A lot
But
of-
you know what the moral of The Wizard of Oz is.
there's no place like home. The grass ain't always greener, Dorothy.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a lot of morals layered in there.
You
You
don't
know-
need a brain to have a brain.
More. What are the other morals to that
I
story?
mean, they're all like looking. Yeah, they're all looking for something.
Yes.
Courage comes from
Yeah.
inside, not from
Exactly,
something
so-
given to you.
They each go through their own little path of like a moral arc, and then the whole concept of like the Wizard of Oz being a fraud itself is like there's a
Yes.
moral to that.
Remember, I told you he dethroned the royal family.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's
It's, like they made it too deep.
I would never read those books. Glinda, I realized way too late, was not a great person. She had the answer the whole time.
Context: Wicked just came out. For those of you watching in 2025,
Well, Wicked Part 1.
all right.
That's
They might be like, I know Wicked just came out. Wicked Part 2 came out this week.
had the answer that the answer was with Dorothy the whole time, but she didn't tell her. And I just rewatched The Wizard of Oz because I haven't seen it in years. She said, if I told her, she wouldn't have believed me. Huh?
How
That's
about
no
somebody just wakes the bitch up?
Oh yeah, in real life.
That's the disappointing thing. Why is it all a dream?
I love
Why
it.
is
I
the
love that it's all a
landscaper
dream.
here?
You love that it's a dream and not
Yeah,
real.
of course. I mean, first of all, The Wizard of Oz is a perfect
That's not
movie.
part of the original book,
Of
just so
course
you
it's
know.
not. They changed it.
So good.
or is it?
So
Hold
much
on,
better.
I think.
I
I
must.
still think it's a great.
Well, in Silo, so if we're getting back to Silo, I
Yes,
think
we
she
are.
does say something that it's a dream.
Does she?
Or maybe
No,
I'm
I
mixing
don't
up
remember.
conversations now.
She
She
was really focused on the fraud. It was
Yeah,
the
like-
fraud aspect and how he went away in his balloon.
Yeah,
Most
she's a
important part for
fraud
her.
and she wants to go away. You know, she's determined to just like self-destruct. Why does she just walk out and kill herself? She seems very depressed.
Why doesn't she kill herself?
No,
That's what we're down to.
no. Why? No. I'm wondering why hasn't like I'm surprised she hasn't attempted that because she seems depressed. Has she
She's an
attempted
alcoholic.
to walk out? Is anybody surprised that people want to leave the silo?
I think
surprised?
everybody
No.
would want to leave the silo.
But no, but what if it's all you've ever known? Like you were born there, you work there, you eat there. Why leave?
Well, actually, you bring up a good point. I probably would just be like, I'll see what
know
happens to the
that.
other people.
Yeah.
Not curious. If it was like that easy to go into space, I would go to space. I guess space is like the best example. If all you had to do is put on a suit with some really good tape and you got like 10 minutes to like see what it was like to be in space, I would do that 1000%.
But they've been stuck in space for so long, Andres, the astronauts. The point is,
We're
what if
mixing
they came
metaphors here.
what if
They came
something
back.
goes wrong?
You talking about the ones that were stranded? They're back.
But they were stuck there for a long time.
They were in the hospital for a little bit.
Also, can we get back to my metaphor? I said, if it was that easy to go to space, I know it's really hard to go to space. That's why I don't do it. But if it was that easy, just put on some tape and a suit and like walk around a little bit, I would do it.
But the
I know that the people got stuck in space and they had to
the problem is the
SpaceX.
rules, because like they can't let you back in. Like if there were no rules and you could be like, okay, I'm gonna hold my breath, I'm gonna go up to that hill, I'm gonna run back, like that's a different
let
story.
You back in? Is that something we know for sure?
When you're out, you're out. You do not come back. It is that's them's the rules.
Well, because they're supposed to die. But I wonder now, since he was like, yeah, we figured it out, if like they're gonna change up the rules a bit. That's a good question.
Yeah, maybe that. I feel like that should be what the spray is for, to clean you on the way back in. What are they cleaning you for on the way out? It's dirty out there.
I don't know. That's why it's a big question mark to me. Why are they even spraying them? They're gonna die.
I wonder if the spray thing is like an us question, or like other people watching it wonder it too, or we're just like, I ain't got nothing. Nothing happens.
I feel like there must be an answer somewhere in the books. Please, if you're watching this in the future, don't spoil it. I'm just asking questions, but I don't want answers until I see it.
What characters do we talk to today in this episode?
What characters do you? Oh, okay. Here we go. Do y'all have an MVP of the episode?
Walker.
Ooh. Okay.
I like Tim Robbins.
Actually, I don't remember if she did anything, but she was like the main character.
I think she was being smart by telling them, hey, shut up. There's cameras everywhere. Like, you can't just be all, too hot-headed. We got to really think about this. So I thought she was smart and wise about that. So that's a good pick.
Yeah, I think do I like her? No. But is she useful and kind of practical? Yes. Best character so far. She's not there like, Juliet's alive.
Oh yeah, JL.
Graffiti.
JL. Which, did you guys know what that stood for when you first saw it? Because I thought it stood for like judge something, because the lady's the judge.
I didn't remember her last name, so I thought it was just her initials.
I did, and it was Nichols.
Nah, yeah, because it's Nichols.
I forgot. I was just like, Juliet, whatever her last name is. Yeah. That's what I thought.
At first, I kind of thought that too, but then I remembered her last name was not with an L. I remember that. Do you have an MVP, Andres?
Yeah, I said I like Tim Robbins. I think I just like him as an actor.
At least I understand what his character is trying to do. I understand his motivation.
He's trying to keep the peace and keep him alive.
He's still kind of slimy though for what he did like in season 1, but like at least we kind of like can follow along.
He acts like any government ever in any like TV or movie.
Do you guys think Common got a little better?
I don't think he's terrible. I have to say, I don't think I've seen worse actors.
They didn't ask him to do that much in this episode. He was just like walking around being more like questiony and stuff.
He was just like, why can't I be this shadow?
And he's like, why aren't I being picked? What's going on?
I want to be spatial. I don't know why I make him sound so whitey. He's like a big dude.
He's trying to get promoted. He got a wife and a kid.
For a second, I thought you were talking about Common, the real person.
No.
I was like, he's trying to get more acting jobs because he's with his wife and kid.
No.
Was it in this show that like, wasn't he the one who found like the mass surveillance? Someone saw all the surveillance that they were doing, right? Was that Common?
I don't remember.
I think Common was hiding it from somebody.
Who was that?
Wasn't it Juliet who found
I don't remember if it was her or the guy she was.
No, I think it's her guy friend whose name is not here right now. He took the statement from Common. in this episode.
Oh yes, I looked it up. His name is Billings. He's questioning.
He's like a main character.
Yeah, he's questioning things. Billings. He's like,
Was it his wife who died?
his wife?
Remember in episode 1 of season 1?
No, that's a different
No.
character.
Oh.
He was played by David Oyelowo. He died.
Oh my gosh, I forgot he was in this show.
Yeah, he was.
Oh man, what a waste.
So was Rashida Jones. They
Yeah,
both died.
Rashida Jones, I remember the first episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who I feel like was kind of miscast because she looked very out of place in a Silo sci-fi show, in my opinion. But
Then they killed her off, so it was fine.
Yeah, it was just one episode.
she went bye-bye.
What happened to that guy?
Who? He died.
Huh. He was more compelling.
He also went out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember caring about this show.
Yeah, some good stuff happened in the first season. I do think this episode was better than the last one. I know that's not saying much, but
I think it was definitely better as well.
they set up
We're
something
not there with
like
season 1, though.
Hmm?
We're not there with season 1, though.
I
I
have
do
to
think
wait.
like the binging definitely helped with season 1.
Absolutely makes a difference.
I liked the pilot, and then I kind of feel, but you guys like the murder mystery thing that happened after that. I thought that was like a little slow.
I like the pilot.
And then
too.
I like once it gets back to like what's outside of the damn silo. Yeah.
Mm.
So in that sense, I'm kind of like a little more optimistic about what this season can do, since it's all about like
Yes.
war within that silo, about like finding out more about the outside now.
Mhm.
And at least one new silo we're going to learn about. But if it gets boring there, I'm going to be thinking about other silos very quickly.
I want to know. I want to know if there's other people, or like, are they can't all be dead silos, right?
No, that can't be. How many were there? I don't quite remember.
It looks like hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah, they can't be the only living silo.
Yeah.
Can they?
But we don't know what year it is. We don't know how long they've been there. Do we? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know.
that would be a twist, honestly, if they were like the last living silo.
Oh.
Like their crappy little society was the only one that worked in any way.
Whoa.
Do you think other silos have copies of those books, like The Path and the Order?
Yes.
All right.
I think the founders would at least do that to make sure that everybody's following the same rules.
Whoever the founders are, I don't trust them. So I think they were up to bad. So I think yes.
I'm impressed by how detailed their books are. Like they planned for every possible thing, and
Did they have
anytime an event
experience?
happens, they're like, "I'm just gonna look in my book. What do we do here?" Like the
I mean, how many
manuals are
years
like,
did it take to write that? We don't know.
We don't know
It could be a really
anything.
long time.
I don't know. It could be like a Bible type book where just people add new sections from different silos.
Mhm.
I don't know. Now I'm interested in the lore of the book.
There you go. Andres is interested.
You know,
We got one.
let's make it work.
Well, I was definitely more entertained by this one, and hopefully it just goes higher up from there, because yeah, it's better than episode 1. Does anybody have any more last minute thoughts before we say bye-bye?
Not about Silo. Mm-mm-mm.
What do you want to say about
More
anything?
Wizard of Oz stuff.
More Wizard of Oz stuff.
I started Dune Prophecy.
Do you like
Oh.
it? Yeah,
it
I haven't
wasn't
been
that
hearing
good,
great
yeah.
things. I haven't been hearing great things. I think maybe
So-
10,000 years prior is probably a little bit too much. They were prequel. It's a
Is
lot.
it based
Yeah.
on any like other Dune material?
We'll talk about it backstage.
All right.
We shall. And then we will say bye-bye to the viewers of the future. Join us here, guys, every week. I'll be dropping a Silo video every week. And thanks for joining us. Let me know what you think of Wicked, by the way, because we did talk about Wizard of Oz. I saw it last week, and I'm curious. It's getting a lot of love. It's probably going to get a bunch of Oscars. I'm curious. Let me know
Oh,
down
and drop your favorite American fairy tale in the comments.
Oh,
Yeah.
one. Let us know.